Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining our webinar. I'm Matt Dalil, working for UNIFORM-Agri for 5 years. And I'm with my colleague, Lauren, today. Lauren, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can hear you, Matt.
Can you see me as well and see my screen?
Yep, all good.
Good, just making sure. All right, so the reason you got an invitation today is either you have been using DairyLive in the past, or you're currently using DairyLive. So what we're going to do today is a few things. We're going to be taking a look at the company itself, the UNIFORM-Agri company. As you know, as you're aware, UNIFORM-Agri has purchased the DairyLive company just at the end of 2022. So we're going to take a look at this. We're also going to see the key features of UNIFORM. We'll see the mobile app, and finally we'll go for a short tour of the program and how it looks like visually. All right, so let's get things started. There we go. So UNIFORM-Agri is a company that was founded back in 1986. There's currently close to 90 people working there full time. And there's users in more than 29 or 30 countries with 17,000 users across the globe. In Canada, it represents a little bit over 700 dairy farms using our software. We're very proud of that. And just as of last week, we were talking about DairyLive, but just as of last week, we have successfully developed a conversion tool which allows you to take your data from DairyLive and convert it back to UNIFORM. So you don't lose any data, and or you can keep using DairyLive as you wish. Key benefits with UNIFORM, the things that people really love about our program is the user-friendly features, analysis. The help desk also is very much appreciated. So these are all the key features, the main key features that we accommodate. We also have national links, and what I mean by that is, for example, in Canada, Dairy Trace, Holstein Canada registration. So these are all features that we offer through the software. And of course, the mobile app, probably one of the best features of the software. It's available for Android and iOS or Apple. And the good thing about this is, again, it's easy to use, but you don't need a constant connection to your computer in order for things to work on the mobile app. We know sometimes receptions or signals are weak in the barn. That's no problem at all. That's what we call an offline app. So whenever you have coverage, you can synchronize back and forth. If you have your cell phone with you, you can simply scan one of these two QR code as you see them on the screen, and you can try a demo of the actual mobile app. So either Android or iOS again, or you can simply go on the Play Store or App Store, just type in UNIFORM, and there's also a UNIFORM Goat program for both desktop and mobile app, so don't hesitate to take a look at it. So we're going to jump in the software for now. There we go. So this will be your dashboard. This is where I would say you can do 95% of the tasks that you perform on a daily basis. So I'm going to explain a little bit how this works. So at the very top here, very top row, you have your toolbar, which is entirely customizable. So these would be the features you use or the analysis you use the most often. On the left, you see the 3 big buttons here. The one that's in color is the one that's active right now. That's the dashboard. That's what we see. If you click on the cow head, it brings you to the entirety of the software. So every analysis, every report, every list is contained in these buttons. Very easy to navigate, as you can see. For example, if I'm looking for something fertility related, all I have to do is to click on fertility, for instance, and then all my available analysis are there. I can navigate back, do the same with health and treatments. So as you can see, it's quite easy. And the third button, the smartphone, is actually to scan or to pair your mobile app only for the first time with the software. As a note, you can have as many apps as you like. They're all included with the license, so there's no additional cost to it. So for example, you can have 2 Android phones running on the farm with another Apple phone. That's no issues at all. So all you have to do is to scan this QR code, and then there's a permanent link between the two. Lauren, please let me know if there's any questions, because I'm not looking at the chat right now. But yeah, if you do have questions along the way, please use the chat or just raise your hand or unmute and ask away.
We do have one question, Matt. Can you have multiple languages in the app?
Yes, absolutely. Very good question. We have many customers that, for instance, have foreign workers on the farm. A lot of them are Spanish speaking. So you can set a single mobile app to be in Spanish for one of your worker, and the rest of the interface can be in, I think, over 30 languages. That includes French and English, of course, for Canada. So yes. All right. Back on the dashboard. If we look at all the nice buttons we see here, the first row will be your herd, basically split by repro status, as you can see. Open cows, inseminated, pregnant, non-pregnant, do not breed, and dry cows. And they all have a specific color that's going to follow that animal all the way around the software. So what happens is when you click on the box, like my open cows here, I get a list of all my open cows animal. And I can usually sort this list just by a little bit like Excel. So just click on the header. If I want to sort by group, there it is. So I have my group 1 at the top and then group 2. So it's very easy. And I can simply open up an animal record by double clicking, for example, on 186. And there she is. We'll go through some of the information that's available to you here. And please be aware, like I said before, that there's also a Uniform Goat product to the line, which is very similar in terms of functionality or how it works. It's just the parameters are different, of course, between goats and cows. So we've adapted it all. As you can see, along the top of the animal record, we have categories. The one by default is actual, so you'll see basic information there. Dry off date or expecting calving date. You have mating recommendation that you can load in the software. and we work with any major AI center. We also make these bowls available after every proof, so just be aware of that. I'm going to show maybe milk recording. As you can see, I can load in all my milk recording from Lactanet. That's no issues at all. Very easy to do. All you need is to load your file, and all the information is going to be there for every single animal. Health and treatments. Very nice feature here. As you can see, on the left, we have the preventive treatments or diseases. And on the right, we have the treatments that were associated with either preventive treatments or the disease itself. And as you can see, I can get a cost for every single medicine that I'm giving to my animal. In this case, I can simply set up a unit cost for every medicines I'm using on a farm. I'm only going to do this once, and then it's going to automatically calculate every single one of them as I go. Okay, so you don't need to input this every single time. And that's the bottom center. As you can see, I get my lifetime cost for anything health related for cow number 186. So he's standing at just over $200. There's also a pedigree tab, which I really like. So of course, sire, dam, and all the offsprings are at the bottom. And I really like the family tree function. So if you click on this button here, it's going to show you the family tree. So just in one screen, you see all the fathers and mothers of this animal and the offsprings. Any questions? Lauren, we good?
Yep, good to go.
All right, perfect. Next, we have the attention list. So attention list will be 100% customizable again. So for example, for your preg checks, you can set how many days you want your animals to show up on this button. Same for calving, dry off. So for example, if we click on calvings, those are my upcoming calvings in the next couple of days. So we see the due date here, and I get to choose how long before this event will happen I want them to show up. Next, we have the KPIs at the very bottom. So you see a bunch of graphs and a bunch of buttons. It's very handy. These are live information of my herd. So as you enter information, these will change automatically. And you can also, if you click on the little gear, you can choose which graph and which button you like to see on the dashboard. Okay, so it's very easy to do, very easy to change. And you can also set your goals for these KPIs. So for instance, my expected calving interval, I've set a goal of between 380 and 410 days. And obviously right now I'm not doing so great. I'm standing at 454, and that's why it's showing up in red. So you'll see these different colors, red, orange, and green, whether you're doing really good, average, or bad. So again, that's a very quick way to see how you're doing. And what I really like about this, for example, if we click on preg rate, it takes you to the analysis, the thorough analysis right away. You don't have to dig around in the software, although you can pin it at the very top, but it takes you directly there where this data is coming from. So as we can see here, That's the big fertility analysis. I have my grid to the left and graph to the right. Insemination rate by days in milk with my overall score at the very bottom here. I have the same result, but as a graph. Where it gets interesting is in the conception rate. So if we click that, I can get my conception rate by many, using many filters. In this case, that's the number of breedings. So I get my conception rate by number of breedings. I can choose by lactation, like that. By AI technician or bull. If I want to see how my bulls are performing in the barn, that's exactly where I would go. And same again, you can sort just by clicking the header, just like Excel, and then you get to see them from the worst to the best. And one that I really like is the estrus signs. So every time you enter a breeding in the program's going to ask you, why are you breeding this cow? Is it because of a natural heat? Is it your activity detection system that informed you of it? Is it timed AI? So all of those will be broken down each on their own to give you a conception rate based on that. So then you can see what's my timed AI conception rate versus my, I just purchased a new activity detection system a couple months ago. I'd like to see how well it works for me. So that's not just gut feeling, but that's actual data. So that's wonderful. Back to the dashboard. I spoke briefly about it, but one of the other key feature in Uniform is the national links. So we have a few. First, there's the milk recording. So Lactanet you can import the result from your milk recording very easily in the software. That's one. There's also the dairy trace, which I think everyone knows for now, which allows you to report every movement that's been happening on the farm. So every time you tag a new calf, if you're selling a cow, all these events will be compiled in this very screen here. Okay, so as you can see, I've got sale, birth, death. It could be a change of tags. All of these will be here, and all you have to do is hit the send button, say once a week. So it's going to be connected directly to your Dairy Trace account, so then you don't have to think about it. Everything is going to be transferred there as a batch, and you just forget about it. Same principle with Hosting Canada. It's available for hosting cows. I don't have any calves here, but I can add an animal. Let's just pick these two. As you go, it's a very good example, actually. There's two animals here. There's one red and another one blue, and that's the data validation behind it, because that's one thing that we're really good at, is the data validation. So whenever we export data out or data in, we always run a data validation to see if there's no a calf that could have had a calf, things impossible like this, we like to filter out. So in this example here, there was an error, invalid dam breed. So this would need to be fixed before we can send this animal to Hosting Canada for registration. The other one's fine. It's in blue. Again, very easy. After every calving, you'll enter the calf information for sure, and the calf is going to show up in this list. All you have to do is click send, and boom, it's gone to Hosting Canada. Another thing that we get asked quite often is there a way to make a list, a customized list in the program? And there's quite an easy way actually to do this. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need to know codes on top of your head. We have something very simple called Report Writer. And Report Writer, it's quite easy. As you can see, I built a list here with a bunch of animals. You see the numbers here at the end. And to make that list, I'm going to show you, it's simply clicking the plus button. I'll just go ahead and modify this list so you see how it's built. But the far right box here is the actual columns in this list. So all you have to do is to pick from any category of data in the program, and then simply add whatever you like to the list. I don't think there's any name in here, but let me just add group number. Just like that. And I'll push animal number back to the top so it's sitting on the left. Same with group. There we go. And then click next. You can add filters if you want. You're making a list, you only want lactation 1 animal, or lactation 5 and more animals on a list. How many days after calving? These are all filters you can set up very easily as well. Hit next. I'm just gonna write a name for my list. I can choose animal types here and finish. So see, my list just updated based on what I dictated. So I've put animal numbers and group to the left, and I retain all of their information that were on my list present. So very easy again. Finally, one last report I'd like to show, because time is flying, really flying. It's something very unique to us that is called Calgrade. Let me show that to you. So Calgrade, let me just, yeah, let's do this. Calgrade is a list of all your animals on the farm with a ranking system. So the ranking system, it's really a grade from 0 to 10, 10 being the best, 0 meaning probably that the animal is dead. But if we take, for example, Bloomfield here, she's standing at 8.9 out of 10, very good cow. But why is that? Like, how did the program measure that? It's based on anything or everything you see to the right of the black line. So standard peak production, calving interval, protein, fat, SCC, mastitis, all these indicators are also graded from 0 to 10, as you can see. And then we average out these KPIs, the grades of these KPIs, and we end up with an overall grade for this animal. If you click on the little plus sign, you can see the actual value of those KPIs, because obviously she didn't get 8.2% of fat. She got 3.38. Okay, so sorry, protein. So that ended up being 8.2 out of 10. And the good thing about this is that if you go in under settings, you can dictate your own targets. So what's my sufficient calving interval at my dairy? I was standing at 450, 454. Of course, my goal is not going to be 380 days for now. I'm probably trying to, I'll try 425 for now, and then I'll modify along the line. So you can adjust all of those. And then under weights, you can decide which one of these has more impact on the overall grade of that animal. So if the calving interval, again, is quite important to me, and I'm working really hard to decrease it, then I'm gonna set it to the highest weight. And I can also ignore, for example, if mastitis, I don't want them to influence my overall score, then I'm just gonna set it to ignore. And by clicking OK, it's going to take a few seconds to recalculate the entire list, as you see here. So a few things that might have changed in the list, but the one thing you know is they're based on your criterias and only your criterias. Is there any questions? Lauren?
I don't see any right now.
Okay, good. So just gonna wrap things up. Back to the PowerPoint. There we go. Just one final slide here. If you want to see testimonials, sometimes it's good to see other dairy farmers, fellow dairy farmers using it. Just scan the QR code. You're free to go on our website as well. There's tons of them. There's a bunch from Canada. There's testimonials from every countries. And if you're interested and would like to get a quote for a personalized quote based on your dairy, scan the other one in the lower right corner, and that's going to prompt an email to us, and we'll get back to you shortly. You can also just call us there on the number or email. That makes the things easier. All right. I take it there's no more questions, Lauren?
No, I don't see any more questions.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. And this was recorded. So if you could not attend, or if you got here 15 minutes late, that's no worries. You'll get an email with the link with the entire webinar. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.